the deadly virus hiding in dust. Hantavirus. We all remember COVID-19. Crowded hospitals, masks, lockdowns, and a virus that spread through cities, airports, and families within weeks. But what if there's another virus that works in the opposite way? A virus that doesn't need crowds, travel, or even another infected person nearby. A virus that can affect you while you are completely alone. No cough, no warning, no human contact, only dust. And that virus is called Hantavirus. Unlike COVID-19, Hantavirus does not spread from person to person in most cases. It hides in rodents, mainly mice and rats, and spreads through their urine, droppings, and saliva. When these materials dry out and are disturbed, they can mix with dust and become airborne. A person may breathe it in while doing something as simple as cleaning an old room, opening a storage space, or sweeping a garage. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, hantaviruses are carried by rodents and can cause severe respiratory and kidney diseases in humans. Hantavirus is not a new virus. It has existed in nature for decades, silently circulating in rodent populations. These animals usually do not get sick, but humans are not part of their natural cycle. When humans enter contaminated environments, the virus can cross over and cause serious illness. The name Hantavirus comes from the Handa River region in Korea, where during the Korean War soldiers began suffering from mysterious illness involving fever, bleeding, shock, and kidney failure. At that time, doctors did not understand the cause. Later, scientists discovered that rodents living in those rural war environments were carrying the virus. The war did not create the virus. It only exposed humans to it. For many years, Hantavirus was mostly known in parts of Asia and Europe, where it was linked to kidney-related diseases. But in 1993, the world faced a shocking discovery in the United States. In the Four Corners region, where Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah meet, young and healthy people suddenly began falling seriously ill. At first, their symptoms looked like flu, fever, fatigue, muscle pain, and headache. But within days, their condition rapidly worsened. They developed severe breathing difficulties, and their lungs filled with fluid. Some died very quickly. Investigators searched for the cause. They tested food, water, chemicals, and environmental exposure, but nothing explained the outbreak. Then a pattern appeared. Rodents, specifically deer mice, were found in and around the homes of patients. Scientists identified a new virus, later named Hantavirus, meaning virus with no name. It was a hantavirus, and it was capable of causing deadly lung disease in humans. The outbreak was not random. Environmental conditions had changed in the region. Heavy rainfall had increased vegetation growth. More plants meant more food for rodents. More food led to a rapid increase in the mouse population. More mice meant more contamination from urine and droppings inside homes, barns, and storage areas. When people cleaned these places, they unknowingly disturbed contaminated dust and breathed it in. This connection between environment, rodents, and human activity is what made hantavirus so dangerous. One of the most misunderstood parts of hantavirus is how it spreads. Many people assume it requires a bite, but that is not the main risk. The biggest danger comes from inhaling microscopic particles contaminated with rodent waste. When droppings, urine, or nesting materials dry out and are disturbed through sweeping or vacuuming, the virus can become airborne. The person may not see anything dangerous, but the particles can still enter the lungs. After exposure, symptoms do not appear immediately. There is usually a delay of several days. Early signs often feel like a normal flu: fever, headache, body aches, nausea, or stomach pain. Because of this, many people ignore the early stage. But in severe cases, the virus begins damaging small blood vessels in the lungs. Fluid leaks into the air spaces, making breathing extremely difficult. This condition is called Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, and it can become life-threatening very quickly. There is no specific cure for hantavirus. According to the World Health Organization, treatment is mainly supportive, focusing on oxygen, ventilation, and intensive care. Early diagnosis plays a critical role in survival, because once the lungs are severely affected, the condition becomes difficult to reverse. Unlike COVID-19, Hantavirus does not usually spread between people. Most infections come directly from rodents or contaminated environments. That is why it does not cause global pandemics. However, there is one rare exception, the Andes virus, found in South America, which has shown limited person-to-person transmission in close contact situations. In 2026, Hantavirus again appeared in global headlines after a cluster of severe respiratory illness was reported on a cruise ship. Several passengers became critically ill and deaths were reported. The virus involved was identified as Andes Hantavirus. Even though the risk to the general public remained low, the outbreak required international coordination because passengers came from multiple countries. It showed how even rare viruses can become global concerns when they appear in unexpected settings. That asks, oh, why does Hantavirus still matter today, if it is rare? Because rarity does not mean safety. It only takes one contaminated room, one unsafe cleaning method, or one missed warning sign. Rodents still live close to humans. Storage bases are still left closed for months. People still clean droppings without protection. And many are unaware of the risk of breathing contaminated dust. Prevention is simple but extremely important. Rodent entry should be controlled by sealing holes and keeping food stored properly. If rodent droppings are found, they should never be dry swept or vacuumed. Instead, the area should be ventilated, disinfected with bleach or cleaning solution, left to soak, and then cleaned carefully while wearing gloves. Most importantly, if someone develops fever or breathing problems after possible rodent exposure, they must inform a doctor immediately because that detail can change the entire diagnosis. Hantavirus does not announce itself. It does not spread loudly. It waits silently in places we ignore. The lesson is not fear, but awareness. Because sometimes the most dangerous thing in a room is not what you see, but what was left behind.